Hi guys, and welcome to another video. This will be exclusive on YouTube, and this is Joseph from the Racing Line podcast. We're just going to have a quick discussion about the latest update on Assetto Corsa Competizione for the consoles. Update 1.7.13.0 just came out recently, and one thing that I sort of wanted to tackle was the updates that come out to the console version very rarely work as intended from the first day. And something that we at the Racing Line think is very important, or I especially think is important, is that when a game brings out an update, that you want it to work relatively well from day one. We've got some racing in the background here, just some racing at Spa on an open lobby. And this is from after the update. And the reason we're racing on an open lobby is that that's the only way we can race at the moment. So we'll have the race going in the background, and we'll just discuss some of the intended fixes for this update, as well as what obviously hasn't been fixed because of it. So as of the 6th of July, we got an update on Assetto Corsa Competizione, which is gearing up towards the 1.8 patch finally coming to the console version of the game. And yes, I know some people might say just get it on computer, get it on PC, but you know what, that's just, some people just enjoy playing console and they play other things as well, and that's just how it is. So in terms of what this update aimed to fix, there was always some lobby problems with the game, and we've seen that over the sort of the lifespan of the game, and this was supposed to improve the lobby connectivity, improve graphical fidelity and smoothness, and also clear up some of the online bugs. And while we can't really say if this has fixed anything yet, because a lot of the online lobbies are unplayable, especially private lobbies, and it's very hard to judge it on a public lobby because there's always so much other carnage going on. Looking forward to the 1.8 patch that is supposed to be coming in September for console. It's going to be introducing a lot of cool new things like tyre models, new cinema HUD, and as well as most probably launching DLC packs for 2022 and some American tracks apparently. But just because that's coming in September, you would think that with this new update that there would be some testing involved, so that when it launches you don't totally kill off the community that is left playing this game. I mean, this game at its best is phenomenal, and I think anyone who plays it can attest to that. But when the lobbies that you're trying to use to race your championships are unplayable, it really hampers the mood around the game, and as well as it doesn't allow it to grow. And if a community isn't growing, then usually it's dying. And we've seen like a lot of mistakes and unoptimized patches come before, and I don't know the numbers for it, but you can imagine a lot of people would be getting fed up with whenever an update happens, the game pretty much breaks. I mean, one I think really important thing that is working with Assetto Corsa at the moment, especially on Xbox, PlayStation as well, is that there isn't really a game that can challenge it for the position that it holds. Like we've seen Project Cars 2 sort of in the old generation was the sort of console racing game that if you wanted something more sim-like, that was what you gravitated towards. And with the release of Project Cars 3 and the letdown that was, Assetto Corsa has had a pretty good ride as being like the only sort of game you can play if you want that sim feeling on a console. Like Formula 1 does its own thing in its own genre, and on PlayStation, I mean, GT Sport has definitely done a good thing for the Gran Turismo franchise, but Gran Turismo, I think the last one, 7 or 8, launched, and it wasn't really what the fans were hoping for from day one, and it sort of doesn't even really tap the market that Assetto Corsa sort of taps, but that has had its own list of problems. So Assetto Corsa has sort of been unchallenged, if you will. One thing that I think the team at Kunos, and also I can't remember the name of the studio who's developing the console version now, one thing that they really need to remember is that there's a big game coming in the future called Forza Motorsport, the relaunch of the franchise. And one thing I think that is going to be very important is that Assetto Corsa Competizione is going to need to have all its ducks in a row when that game launches, because if, and it's a big if, having said that, if that game launches with the graphical fidelity that they are aiming for and they've displayed, and the tyre system that they are boasting about, as well as the list of cars and tracks, I mean, it might not be as sim as Assetto Corsa Competizione, but if it's somewhere close and it works from day one and lobbies are running perfectly and it looks brilliant and there's a big variety of cars and tracks, which there always is with Forza, that is definitely going to be a big detriment to the game on console going forward. And you know, they can both exist in harmony, but you can bet your bottom dollar that if Assetto Corsa keeps releasing with patches that don't work and people trying to run championships, you know, which is what sort of keeps the game running, like these online championships between friends, or just between you know, individuals who just want to race. If these championships keep getting hampered by updates that pretty much break the game, no matter how good the game is at its base, like if you can't use it, if you can't extract everything that it's trying to offer you, and you're getting good rhythm going and then it breaks again, I mean, that's always going to piss people off, and somewhat rightly so. I mean, even something so small as if you have the Logitech G920 in the game, while you're trying to play the game, you have to disconnect it and reconnect it because it has some form of gaming Tourette's, like you can just hear the motor whirling for no reason whenever you get into a lobby. I mean, stuff like that. I mean, it's developing a video game, and that definitely takes a lot of work and there's a lot of bugs. But you would expect these bugs to be fixed before you send it out into the wild, because once it's out in the wild, people are entitled to their own opinions, and bad word of mouth gets spread, as well as just people being fed up, and that part you can definitely understand. Coming up with the 1.8 patch. You know, we saw this patch pushed back to get it in a place where it is usable on console, and give them a bit more time to iron out the kinks. One thing I really hope is that when they launch this 1.8 patch, where everyone on console has been waiting for with sort of bated breath, who's got a next gen console, I hope that when they launch this patch, even if it doesn't come with any other content, I hope it really works how they want it to work. It needs to work how it's meant to be. We can't have another patch that ruins the game, because all the hype and goodwill, you know, and people's expectations around the 1.8 patch, they'll all be dashed. So I hope Kunos hold off on that. This game is a really great game, and you can even see in the footage, like this is not the best footage at all, to be honest. I can't even pull up this car at the bus stop in this race. But in terms of how the game is at its best, it's fantastic, it's phenomenal. And everyone who races this game involved in it, in my group of friends, and Anthony will attest to this as well, well, at its best, it is fantastic. But if we can't play it, not even near its best, but it's actually unplayable, doesn't matter how good it is or how good people say it is, it's unplayable. So I'll sort of end it here with these sort of last remarks, because it really has been a disappointment, this last patch, and I think anyone on console will agree that this last patch has been a disappointment. But we look forward to September with optimism, because you know, this 1.8 patch has brought a lot to the game on PC, and if it can do the same thing on console, that would be fantastic. So yeah, let's leave it there. I'll let the race finish out, and we'll have some celebratory donuts at the end. Thank you all for listening. I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers.
final lap now. Give it all you can. Car on the left. Clear on the left. For exceeding track limits. The leader has finished the race. Excellent job, mate. P2. Bring it back to the pit safely. There's some light damage on